did you come up with? So I'm assuming this now leads on to you coming up with the idea to because it's not. Let's be honest. It's not exactly the most normal of ideas I've ever heard at the time, but you decided, right, this is what I'm going to do. So yeah, tell the followers and the viewers what you decided was going to happen next.
The day Caitlin left home, I took her to the train station, and I was just destroyed. Like I said to you before, the whole feeling of, if there's one thing I didn't want to fail at, it was being a parent. And don't get me wrong, when I say fail, she's an amazing woman. She's a young woman now, and she's absolutely amazing. I haven't failed. Looking back, I gave myself a bit of a hard time over it all. She's amazing, but the day that she went, I was crushed. I felt like I was a complete failure then. So one thing that had always sort of kept me going was being outside and surfing. I just plowed any moment I could into going for a surf. It's the only time that I forgot about everything. And I walked straight down to the beach with my surfboard. It was like a 10-mile trek just to get down there. Went for a surf in this massive swell. I shouldn't have gone out in it, but I just didn't care. I wasn't suicidal, mate. I'm not that kind. I don't have that in me. I'm too much of a coward, I suppose. I've never wanted to die, or anything like this, and I certainly didn't want to ever leave Caitlin in such a position. So I wasn't suicidal, but I wasn't thinking right to going the sort of rough seas that I went into. But either way, something happened, mate, and I wrote about this in a book that it was the first battle. It was monstrous. There's no explaining unless you're in the water in really big seas and big waves. There's no explaining what that's like, and it's so scary. But I somehow managed to catch the one wave that was probably only surfable that day, and I landed on the beach. And it was the first time in so many years that I just felt like, I put myself in an awful position, but I'd won that fight, if you know what I mean. And it gave me this little tingling inside. So I walked up to the top of the cliffs at the beach, and I looked down at the coast, and I didn't want to go back to the flat. To me, it was just an empty, dark shell, especially now that Caitlin had gone. So and something just popped in my head, mate. Just said, walk the UK coastline. And without even considering what that meant, the most important thing was that it just gave me this really exciting adrenaline sort of rush course through me, if you like. And I just thought to myself, do you know what? That's actually not a bad idea. If something feels really, really good in a time like this, go with it. Just go with it. Follow it. So I walked back home along the coast, and a couple of days later, I was gone.